Alright, this is a project that I just completed. It was converting a Huskee model number 626. I can't tell anymore. I welded it too much, got it too hot. But anyways, it had the there's several of them. This was sold at Tractor Supply. Have the transmission in it that go from the back, and it has this belt that, and then that Viper motor turned it from the back. Anyways, as you can see, the transmission, the brass gear, why they make a brass gear, I don't know. But what happened was the bearings in here went out, causing the shaft to wobble back and forth, and eventually messing that up. You can get that, but I noticed that this gear is worn, so I didn't want to spend 150 bucks. I had a so what I did was I had to convert this over to a side shaft, and then the side mounted transmission, which I had from an MTD tiller. And so there's quite a bit of work I had to do to it. So I used the frame from that transmission and the tines from that one. I had those. I used the same mount for the Viper motor on the Huskee, and I had to drill holes, and as you can see, add a little bit extra because the mounting holes were totally different. Had to get it a belt that had a belt laying around, so just kind of measured it to that. The hardest part was finally getting this to where it wouldn't catch and keep running. Finally got that. As you can see, I welded a little bit of stuff on the framework to use the old Huskee handles, and this was I thought pretty neat how I hooked this up using this was the one from the MTD. So I used the MTD lever tensioner, and this one had it right here, no need for it. But yeah, this was the welding. That worked pretty good. I'm surprised after the hardest part was getting that all lined up and drilling through that thick metal. But it runs good and starts good now. Let me start it up. Whoopsie. Motor's pulsing a little bit. That's because the carburetor needs to be cleaned out. The needle was no good. I can't find a kit for those. Found a carburetor for $8 from China, so put that on. But other than that, the bad thing about this was I had gotten it from somebody at church, just wanting to clean the carburetor out so it could go, and then as I was testing it out, the transmission went out in it. So that's how it goes sometimes. But I'm glad thankfully I had that transmission to be able to